Hi, this is Edward Troxel. In this tutorial we're going to go in and change the parameters of the text box that we added in the previous video. So all of the text and font size and that kind of information can be changed from the script as well. So we are going to learn how to do that today. After we get it added to the timeline, now we can go in and start adjusting it. So next we need to get the OFX effect of that generated media. So we get the effect, which I just called G-effect, and it's from the ActiveTake.media.generator. So this is a generator effect. Then I need the OFX effect. Remember, we can only change OFX plugins, so we have to get the OFX effect, which I just named FXO, and that's from the G-effect.OFX effect. Now, to modify the text, it's really in rich text format. Even though some things don't go as far as rich text format can go, we do have to have a rich text format box in order to change the text. We're not actually going to use this in this particular example, but if you wanted to specify different languages and different culture information, you could use this information here, and this is what requires the system.generalization. This is how you would define that information, and then you would have to use it down below. Let's get into changing the actual text. We want to define a string parameter, and I'm just calling it tparm, and we are going to get that from the fxo.findParameterByName, and we're looking for the actual text. So this is going to find the text in the plugin. Now I need to define me a rich text box. So I'm just going to call that RTF text, and that is a new rich text box. Most of the time we would display a text box on a form in Windows. This one we're just going to kind of keep in the background in memory and use it to change the text in the Titles and Text plugin. The first thing we're going to do is change the text in our RTF text box to whatever I want to say. Then I'm going to select all the text in that text box. Then I'm going to change the font. So the selection font is going to be, and I've just specified Times New Roman, 24 size, and bold. If you do the font size and you hit the dot after it, you can see that all the different varieties are available. And then I'm going to set the plugin text, so the tparm.value, equal to the text that we just created in that rich text box. So now the Titles and Text plugin will have whatever I want to say in Times New Roman, 24 point, and it will be bold. The next thing I'm going to do is set the font color. So I've created me an RGBA parameter named FC, and I'm going to get that from fxo.findParameterByName, and this is going to be text color. Now I'm creating me a color here, and I just picked orange red. If you look at after you press dot after color, you can see there are a ton of colors you can choose from, and that way you can just pretty much choose any color that's out there without having to worry about the RGB values. So if we wanted purple, we could come down here to purple. If we wanted powder blue, it's the one above it, plum, pink. Let's get rid of that dot so that we're back to our orange red, and then I'm going to create me an OFX color, which I just called FOC. Then I need to set the RGB values from orange red. An RGB value will go somewhere between 0 and 255. The colors in OFX color go between 0 and 1. So what we have to do is for our FOC.R, we're going to take the FColor.R and divide it by 255. Then we're going to do the same thing with green. Divide it by 255, blue, and alpha. Then we're going to come back to our original parameter that we found, the text color, and we're going to change the value of that to the FOC color that we just created. Next, I'm going to change the anchor point. Technically, you wouldn't have to change the anchor point for this example, but just to show you how you can change a choice parameter, this is a choice parameter, because if we go in and add a text box, the anchor point is actually listed here. Top left would be 0, top center would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 9 choices here to choose from. So we get our anchor point, which is of type OFX choice, and we do the find parameter by name, and the name of that is alignment. So it says anchor point on the screen, but the background name is alignment. We looked at previous videos on how to find out these background names. So you would use the same method that you use to go through and find the names of the effects parameters and the transition parameters, and this one just happens to be named alignment. So now we're going to set our anchor point dot value, and we're going to get it from our dot choices, and then we're just going to pick the number of the choice we want. So in this case it is the top left. Since top left was the very first choice, that would be choice number 0. And then we're going to change the position of the text. The position is a double 2D parameter, and we're going to find it by looking for location. Then I just created me a variable, and then I set my X value to 0.1, and then I set my Y value to 0.2. The 0, 0 location is the lower left-hand corner of the screen. So this is going to go over to the right, 0.1, and up, 0.2. The upper right-hand corner is 1, 1. So it doesn't matter if it's 1920 by 1080. The right-hand side of the screen is 1. The left-hand side of the screen is 0. So then once we have our position X and Y created, I'm just setting the position value equal to that position. And then finally, the titles and text has an all parameters changed command that you can call, and that will make sure that all of the changes that we have made up above get applied. So we're just going back to the FXO, and we're calling the all parameters changed. So now when we save this and run it, we will see we got a text box here, and it does say whatever I want to say. And if we open up the parameters, we will see that the anchor point was changed to the top left, just like we had specified that it would be. The color is the color that we picked. The text is what we said. It is Times New Roman, it is 24 font, and it is located at 0.1 X and 0.2 Y. So all of the things that we changed are changed in the plugin that we just added. So all of our generated medias will have parameters that can be changed, just like the titles and text had parameters that could be changed. We just happen to use titles and text as an example because a lot of people really want to add titles and text. And this is a good way that you could easily use a program to add a bunch of titles to your project if you, for example, maybe wanted subtitles or something like that. This would be a good way that you could add a bunch of titles onto your screen at once. Please sign up at www.JETDV.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.